so
welcome, guys. This is our first video on YouTube, and as you can see, Christina's not doing so well. We've decided that we were going to make cauliflower pizza tonight, so we got all the ingredients and everything, and we're gonna cook it. We're gonna show you how to cook it, and we're gonna show you the nice healthy meal that you can enjoy with your family. I mean, it is healthy. We did look at all the ingredients and everything, but in order to start this night off, we're gonna actually try out a bottle of wine, which, by the way, is not. We don't condone drinking if you're not of age, so don't do it. But we're gonna try out a new wine.
At least to us.
To us, yes. If you're drinking it, put your comments below. This is a pink Moscato pineapple strawberry. We're gonna do this so Christina can lose the edge a little. She's having a little problem with this, so we're gonna go ahead and pour her well, probably a big glass. We're gonna do a decent glass. Just don't drink it fast, man. And I'll pour myself a little bit. This is like Kool-Aid, right?
Pretty much. It's adult Kool-Aid.
So I'm pouring myself like half a cup.
Oh, like half a bottle?
It's a half a cup, you know. I got my little keep cold going on there. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with making the crust. Now, we did go ahead and cook the chicken prior. You'll see what we do with that in a little bit. But we're going to make the cauliflower crust, which requires, we're going to use 3 cups of cauliflower. And we actually found, what is this called?
This is just riced cauliflower.
So it's already ground up for you, which is nice. So that's half a cup.
Yes, I know this is half a cup.
So she's going to do that. Normally what you would do is you would steam it and then put it in a cloth and drain it out. After doing a little bit of research, we did find a better way. We're going to try it out.
2. And actually I think this bag might just have 3 cups, or a little under 3 cups actually.
Okay, well then we're going to use the whole bag.
Yep.
Just pour it in. So on the stove we have a frying pan with the temperature at medium. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take the cauliflower and we're going to pour it right in. Now because it's in medium, it's not going to cook it really quick. That's what you want. You just basically want to dry it out. How's the wine?
That's good. That's good.
All right, let's try the wine.
Tastes like pineapple strawberry.
Through a straw, it tastes a little bit better. Yeah, not bad, not bad. A little fruity. I like it. So this is going to go on for a little bit. It's just kind of going to dry out the cauliflower. Now, some people have a pizza stone, like we do. Some people have frying pan or not a frying pan, but a cookie sheet or anything like that that you're going to cook it on. Because we have the pizza stone, we got the pizza stone inside the oven. It is actually at 400 degrees. So it is currently heating up while we're making the crust. We've got a few things that we're going to use to kind of flavor it up. We found Mrs. Dash. Okay, it's got like no calories. The only thing you really have is potassium in this, which I guess is good. It is a garlic and herb seasoning, which is kind of nice. It'll give a little bit of flavor to the crust, which is good. Make sure you give the cauliflower a little scoop every once in a while, just to make sure you don't cook it.
If you use fresh cauliflower, you're going to want to put salt in it. But frozen cauliflower already has salt in the preservative, so you don't need any extra salt in that.
Yeah, we're lazy. We didn't want to grate our own cauliflower.
It's not laziness. We don't have a food processor.
Yeah, well, we got things with blades. We just don't have the proper thing. So, since there's going to be a lot of breaks and stuff, we're going to, You're gonna eat the food?
Yep.
No. Give me the food. Give me the food. Alright, we're gonna put that over there. So, the reason why we did this channel is because we like to tell stories, we like to talk, and most of the people... it's funny because whenever we're around people, you talk more than I do. So, you know, where does that come from?
Meh.
Uh-huh. So, let's start from the very beginning. Now, we're getting ready to come up on our 10th anniversary. We've been married for 10 years. We've known each other for 16 years. And I think most of our stories are quite entertaining, as I love to tell everybody. So, the first time you met me, there's a great story behind that. I've been obese for a long time, so it doesn't shock anybody that I've had certain mammary glands that I've never gotten rid of. But so why don't you tell everybody how you got to know who I am?
December 15th.
Yeah.
What was it, 2001? It was the year, was that the year of 9/11? Yeah, that would be 16 years ago. Yeah, so December 15th, 2001, we're at school. We had a band concert. And we had all mutual friends, but had never met up until that point. Because we were both band nerds.
True.
And one of my friends started talking, one of our mutual friends just like, oh, hey, yeah, blah, 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 Rob. And I'm like, who's Rob? And they're like, oh, you haven't met Rob yet. No, I haven't met Rob. Who's Rob?
And it's like, so popular, I didn't make it into her circle.
And they're like, yeah, you have to meet Rob. You'll love Rob. Yeah, his boobs just shake when he drums.
These are my glorious friends. These are the friends, that actually I still talk to
till this day. Till this day.
You know who you are. I appreciate that.
I don't remember if it was Ryan or if it was Bruce. I'm
It
pretty
was
sure
probably
it was Bruce.
It was probably Bruce.
It was probably Bruce.
So shout out to Bruce. Thanks a lot. But back in the day, you were in your own little personal clique.
It wasn't a clique.
It was a clique.
Don't like
it was
people.
you and two other girls, and you look like the Fab Three.
Oh.
But you guys walked around like you own the place. You didn't take no crap from nobody.
I still don't.
You still don't.
So then, so they called you over, and you literally skipped over. You were wearing, I even remember what you were wearing, because you were wearing khaki shorts and some bootleg Converse, a gray uniform shirt, and a Santa hat, which anyone who knows you now will know that even back then, it's like December 1st, all the way till Christmas, you're wearing a Santa hat.
Yes, because I still do. I have a big open spot in my heart for Christmas, even though it's not the tradition that everybody still does, but I love Christmas. The second December 1st hits,
Actually, now you started on Black Friday. Like, Black Friday is Christmas to you.
Well, yeah, because, I work in retail, so that's kind of what happens. I kind of get into the mood early.
The Christmas tie comes out, which you found this year, and Santa hat comes out.
Yes. So I'm very festive. I'm jolly. So
Much like Santa.
But yeah, that's how you first met me. And what did you think of me?
I'm not gonna lie, I probably would have jumped your bones that day had you let me when I saw you drum for the first time.
Musicians, man, we get everything. Well,
Chop Suey, still to this day, get a little happy in pants whenever Chop Suey starts playing.
We were in a jazz band.
And how the heck did you end up playing Chop Suey?
We were in a jazz band, and we played Chop Suey because it was one of the songs that several of the people that were in band were
In an actual
friends
band.
or in my bands with me. So it was like we knew the songs that we could play outside of jazz. So we would play the jazz songs, and then before the teacher made us break everything down, we would jump into like heavy metal songs in the little dining area that we had outside. Chop Suey was the one that we all knew and that we played all the time. But yeah, so still near and dear.
Gets me right there.
All the time. But then it still wasn't enough to get us together.
No.
So
because that was December of 2001. We didn't start dating until September of 2002.
So we saw each other around school.
Yeah.
We would constantly.
The next time you talked to me, you didn't talk to me again until June or May. It might have been May. Whenever we did that last band concert at the end of the year. Because I sang, our band did I Will Survive, and I sang it, and afterwards you came up to me and started singing to me.
And to this day, I cannot listen to that song without thinking of my wife, because she will survive. All right, so breaking the story, we got the cauliflower all dried up.
Is it all dried up?
It is all dried up.
Are we
So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of spread it out, let it sit for a second. We'll turn that off. We'll go ahead and pull the eggs out.
The huevos.
The huevos. We got the Parmesan.
We just need one? Or we need two?
Two.
No shells.
Please, no shells.
Although, for anyone who has a dog, you can give your dogs whole eggs with the shells. Hashtag good dog mom. Gives them extra calcium.
It's disgusting.
It's not disgusting. They love it. They get excited whenever they see eggshells now.
It's absolutely disgusting. So you're going to stir that up, break those eggs. Okay. So once you got that all stirred up, you're going to do a, it should be easier if I just pull
Open
off
it
the
up.
thing.
Cup and a half.
A cup and a half of Parmesan cheese. We use the grated cheese. So then we can pull this out.
Do we need to pull pizza stone out?
No, not yet. I'm really excited about this.
We've been talking about doing this for a while.
And now we have a reason.
Mix?
Yes, mix.
And we need to add the seasoning.
Yes.
Okay, you did it.
Hold on. Half a tablespoon should be enough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then you mix that in.
Oh god, I love the way that smells. Okay. So this should be good. I'm just gonna wash my hands again before we put anything onto it.
Okay, so it should look like that. Nice and mixed up, nice and thick. Now the fun part is that we're going to kind of mold this out onto our pizza stone.
Ready for the pizza stone?
You get two of these.
The other one's right there.
These always go missing. Alright.
Are you gonna put it up here?
No, I'm going to put it over here.
Okay, so I'm gonna put this down here. So we don't have.
Watch yourself. Alright, so we got the pizza stone. I put aluminum foil on it because pizza stones tend to just stick to everything. Maybe I'm doing it wrong.
You're supposed to put cornmeal on it, but we didn't do that the first time around, so we kind of messed it up. So now the way to get it non-stick is to put the aluminum foil and parchment paper on top.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much our bad.
Oops. Alright.
But shout out to Wifey who bought us the pizza stone for Christmas last year.
Okay, so let me wash my hands again.
That's what you would want to do, because my nails, it'll get all underneath my nails.
Yeah, that's why I'm doing it.
I'm just pretty much an innocent bystander here and just
That's fine.
drinking. That works for me.
You can continue drinking. Alright, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to kind of mold it out. Just keep it. You don't want to do it too thin, because if you do it too thin, you're going to have problems.
And you want to make the crust thicker than the inside.
Yeah. This is actually pretty decent.
It looks like it should.
It's always good when you're doing it on your first time and it actually comes out the way it's supposed to. But there's still plenty of steps. That's why we're drinking. Alright. So as you see, you make yourself a little pizza shaped cauliflower crust. Okay, and this is actually going to go back into the oven. Like I said, it is 400 degrees. You'll want to put it into the oven for about 20 minutes. And it'll basically solidify this. So, go ahead and set this.
You know, if you have to, you have to just hold it down.
I know. It's not my first time.
That's your first rodeo?
It's not my first time. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and talk about the chicken. Okay, now what I did with the chicken is I kind of lightly coated it with the garlic seasoning. Okay, and then I didn't grill it, I baked it, cut it up into nice small pieces, and now we're going to add a wing sauce. We found it's a medium wing sauce, so if you decide you want to go hot, if you decide you want to go cooler, but this actually has less calories than both hot and mild, so
It's more vinegar, that's probably why.
Probably. It smells good though. So let's give this a good shake. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to pour in 2 tablespoons of this wing sauce. Alright. This is our special dog. We call him special because he's special. Like Mama told me I'm special. This one's super special.
He's our Forrest Gump baby.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to function properly. He still hasn't figured it out. So he's still learning. He's really still learning.
He's making mischief because we're kicking him out of the kitchen. He wants to be in here. You want to come up and be in Mommy's video? You want to come and be in Mommy's video?
This is what I deal with all day long.
This is our special comb baby.
Yes. It's always fun when he walks into a wall with his cone.
It's not fun.
It's fun for me.
He has a skin condition, and he is in a cone for the summer until his skin clears back up.
My dogs have more problems than I do.
My children are special.
Alright, so we went ahead and seasoned the chicken, so that is ready for it. We bought mozzarella cheese. We bought feta cheese to put on top of this pizza. This pizza is going to be awesome. So as we're waiting for the crust to cook, why don't you tell us what happened next in our Lucius story?
You know what?
When I tried to get your attention.
So this is flash forward to August of 2002. And my best friend and your best friend at the time were dating.
Yes.
So you were with us because all of our lockers were also right next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And we were all hanging out by the lockers in the morning. And me and my girlfriends were all really affectionate, so we're hugging and kissing, before we all split off to go to class.
That's why I like hanging out with him.
So we get ready to leave, and he turns to me. He's like, "Oh, well, don't I get to hug? Don't I get a hug?" So I walked over to you, and I gave you a hug and a kiss on the cheek.
Yeah.
And then we went to class.
That's what I'm talking about.
That was your smooth move.
That was my smooth move.
But let me tell you something. I don't think that you and I would have gotten together had I not called you that night. I don't think so. I think you're too nice. You're too damn nice.
I feel like you just got pushy.
I didn't get pushy.
I think you got pushy. You're like, anybody have his number? Because I'm gonna call him.
That's not how that went down.
That's totally how that went down.
It's not how that went down. So how that went down.
I get a call. Now, mind you, I don't often get calls.
You're skipping the steps.
Well, how am I skipping a step? Go ahead.
Because you don't understand what went down before then. Because it
Okay.
wasn't me being psycho and stalking you.
Mm-hmm.
So, my group of girls was 4 girls. One of the other girls in the group had mentioned that she kind of had a thing for you, which wasn't really a shock to me because she and I had very similar taste in guys. So she had gotten your number from the other Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
And my other best friend had called you up, and they were trying to see if you had a thing for her.
We went to a school with lots of Bruces.
There's only 2 Bruces.
It's just every one of our stories is like Bruce.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Bruce, any of them.
Either of them, we would not be together.
So.
So, you had mentioned you really didn't have a thing for my friend or whatever. So then
That's because I was spinning for somebody else.
Oh, I didn't know that. But
I was throwing hints like crazy.
Man, this girl,
I'm too nice. It would have been my fault if she hadn't called me.
You're right. You are absolutely right. So, I was spending the night at my neighbor's house, and we called up Tati and we said, "Hey, can I get Rob's number?" And she's like, "Yeah, sure." She gave me your number.
Now, mind you, I don't know how everybody got my number.
It was from Bruce. Bruce gave it to Tatiana.
Oh man.
And Tatiana gave it to me.
See,
so
this is before the internet. This is before people could just look you up and find your number.
We didn't have even MySpace.
We had friends who just gave your number to anybody who asked for it.
We didn't have MySpace.
I'm surprised I survived. I could have been murdered.
Anyway, so I remember calling your house and you were at band practice.
I did a lot of that.
I don't remember. I think Kat answered the phone, Catherine.
Mm-hmm.
And because I think you were sharing a room with Tommy at the time.
I don't remember.
But Catherine was pregnant with Nicholas at the time. Catherine answered the phone. She's like, "Yeah, he's at band practice. I'll tell him he called." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And then you called me later that night. And that's when I'd probably called you about 3 times before you got back from band practice. I think Catherine was kind of like, "I don't know who the hell this chick is." She keeps calling your house.
She's so impatient. She's so impatient. She had to call all the time.
At least twice. It might have been 3. I honestly don't remember. I can remember dates, but I can't remember how many times I called that night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and all I remember is coming back from band practice, completely covered in sweat and tired, and I get the message that a girl from my school called, and I was like, "Really? Who?" Because I wasn't expecting any girls to call, And
P-I-M-P.
oh, here's the
Which one of
here's
my bitches are
here's the
calling
number.
me?
Here's the number, and here's who it was. So I was like, okay. So I was like, oh man, I wonder what's gonna happen. I call her, and you could tell it's one of those calls where she's with her other girlfriends because there's a lot of giggling going on. I'm trying to have a serious conversation.
I was 15 years old in my defense.
And?
So 15-year-olds are giggly. That's what we do.
That's just what you do?
That's what we do.
I wasn't giggly.
You weren't a 15-year-old girl.
I was a 16-year-old boy.
Yeah.
I was just full of smooth talking.
Sure, we'll go with that.
I don't know. The events that happened thereafter would be a little different.
Mm-hmm.
So she gets on the phone and she's like, "Oh, hi, you have band practice?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Okay. Did you know that one of my friends likes you?" And I was like, "No." And she told me who it was, and I was like, "Oh, you know, I was kind of more interested in someone else." She's like, "In my group?" I was like, "Yeah." And she had that giggle, but she knew who I was talking about. She's trying to play naive, like, "No, I don't know what you're talking about. You're not talking about. I don't know what you're talking about." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm kind of interested in somebody else." And finally, it got to the point.
There were 4 girls in our group.
Yeah.
Me and 2 of which were already dating someone else.
So it's like 1 or 2. And I mean, I wasn't asking for hugs prior to this because I just wanted a hug. I was laying the seed early.
Laying the seed.
Right in the brain. Women aren't the only cerebral people.
Assassins?
Yeah. I was playing it tricky. So finally she got the hint. And this was what, like 11 o'clock?
And then you told me I was the most beautiful girl in school.
I did. I honestly thought that she was the most beautiful girl in the school. And of course I got that, oh, which...
But the funny part is I don't think you noticed that there was 2 phones in that conversation. Because you remember back then you could have the 2 phones hooked up. So it's like Chrissy was listening on the opposite side, just across the room from each other. That's how that went down.
We can't have anything to ourselves.
No, this was what, 2000, early 2000s. How we got down.
And that's when it, like, the awkward conversation where we're trying to figure out what we would be.
Oh, I never gave you a choice. You notice that you never asked me to be your girlfriend, and I never asked you to be my boyfriend. I just literally went to school the next day. I'm like, that's my boyfriend. And you're like, oh, so you're telling people we're dating now? Yeah, bitch, you're mine.